a limit to how far you'll walk to a destination? If questions like this have crossed your mind, then you're in good company. Today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the daily habits and social conventions that make up the monotony of life. Let's get a good deal on some drink coasters and then say, nah, just use the old ones. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchword.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchword. Now, before we get started, a little update for something that happened on our socials over the weekend. A turtle was handed in to our property, to our house. You can jump on our socials and check out the stories on Instagram about it. But essentially what happened is there was a turtle crawling along the street. A guy came over to our housemate and went, "Is this your turtle?" She said, "No, we kept the turtle."
Hang on. Interjection. Why keep the turtle?
What? So George has got the turtle, right? And I agree with this. What are we meant to do?
Why did the guy
put it back on
drop it with
because it was
you?
in the middle of the road.
He didn't keep you. The answer for Georgia is no, not my turtle. And he goes, I guess it's my responsibility to find whose turtle it is.
But that's kind of the issue, right? Like, is he just going to then put it on the pavement and go and walk away? But you know what I mean? Like, someone's got to step up to the plate, right? And in this instance, Georgia did.
Well, the plate, is that what a turtle
The shell,
has?
sorry. Someone's
the
got to step
shell.
up to the
Thank
shell.
you, thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I ended up calling Wildlife Vic and they suggested it. Yes, it does look like a wild one. Drop it down by the Mary Creek, just next to the water and let it go off. So that's what I did. Went off into the water. C'est la vie. Okay. I got home today and in our mailbox was a note. And the note read, "Hello, neighbour. Our turtle, Samantha, escaped into the lane behind Canning Street over the weekend.
Oh my God.
The roller door was left open a bit. There are a lot of gates opening onto the lane that she could have got under, so we think she could be in someone's backyard. She's an eastern long-necked turtle, about 25 centimetres long. If you see her, could you please let us know? Call or SMS. Thanks, Vin and Lee."
Oh my God.
Now, I gave Vin a call.
Oh, no.
I instantly felt horrible, by the way.
God.
I felt horrible. And then I called Vin and I felt 1,000 times more horrible.
Oh,
Because he's an
no.
old man who's had the turtle for 30 years.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's awful.
I know.
Oh, no, Josh. And you were so happy about releasing
I
it back
know.
into the wild.
Well, we took photos and sent
that
it to
turtle would
Wildlife
have been
Vic.
so confused.
Anyway, so I started, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, it's the right thing to do. You did the right thing to do. Like, we didn't know and all this kind of stuff. Because we're on what, Thursday now?
How does a turtle go missing?
Was this a week later that he's dropped this note?
So this is like, 4 or 5 days later.
Was he thinking that it'd be a homing turtle and it'll come back? Why didn't he get onto it straight away?
I don't know. He said he walked around.
So who? The turtle or him?
Did the turtle have a VIN number?
Great. So no, Vin said he walked around and he was expecting to see like a crushed shell on the road. So he was like, "Thank you though, because at least that's not the fate that has befell Samantha."
Yes.
But I was, apologizing so much, and I said, "Oh, I put her by the side of it was a beautiful moment, and she went into the river and all this kind of stuff."
Can I just say that maybe this is beautiful? Maybe Vin has shared these beautiful 30 years with Samantha, and now Samantha has gone, awesome. Next chapter in my life.
I have to go look for my own food.
But that's what Vin
What?
said. But Vin said, he's like, "Well, I'm sure she'd have a bit more fun exploring that than our backyard."
But
I
you
was
did
like,
the-
good attitude, Vin.
You
Yeah.
did the right thing. Wildlife Victoria probably wouldn't call them again. Maybe call, I don't
No,
know,
but to
Wildlife
be
New South Wales. They might have a better idea.
But to be fair, the turtle, to look at it, you would look at it and it looked quite wild.
Did it look
that was the most amazing thing Josh said to me. Said, "Oh, it looked like a wild turtle." I said, "Have you? What are the? Can I
God.
say the only thing that made
Yep.
this turtle wild in Josh's eyes was that it had a cobweb on it?
No, it was dirty shell, scratches,
Dirty
scrapes.
shell. How close have you been to turtles in the past?
It was more that I'd convinced myself of this fact,
Yes,
right?
yep.
I'd looked at it for a while and gone, I reckon this is a wild turtle. I reckon
Yeah.
this needs to go back into the wild.
That could be the saddest moment in Patchword history. 30-year-old turtle escapes from garage.
Gets taken to Mary Creek for
Yeah.
a beautiful life.
Yeah, okay. Reframe this, Dion. Turtle held hostage for 30 years by old Austrian man.
A few weeks ago, as we got out of lockdown in Melbourne, we all caught up, the three of us, with a few other friends at the pub. And it was a lovely, lovely afternoon. It was a beautiful day. And I went to Maps and I looked how far it was. And I was like, I think I'm going to walk this.
It's great.
It was a beautiful day, and it came in, I think it was about 40 minutes.
Ooh.
It's great.
30, I think it was 30 to 40. And I was like, I think that's my upper limit of a walk.
Could I ask, how far in advance had you planned that you were going to walk?
I'd sort of checked it out earlier in the day because I don't think I had anything on that day.
Aha.
So I had the
So
luxury of the
critical,
time.
right?
And so I was like, it's a beautiful day. I've been outside for a lot. Oh yeah, I'll carry the line and I'll walk down
Yep.
there.
It's such a critical part of the decision making. I would love to walk more to destinations because really, when you think about it, 40 minutes with some headphones in on a nice day, it's perfect for
It's
a
great.
stroll. But how often, and Dion, I feel like you'd be in the exact same boat as me here. How often are you going, it's probably going to take 15 minutes to drive, and then you end up with 15 minutes left until the event?
It's not a time thing for me. Don't love walking.
Oh,
Don't love
whoa.
walking. Would much prefer to ride my bike somewhere. Walking, this is going to sound...
It's just a bit too human for
It's
you.
a bit too, yeah, I prefer wheels. It's just a little bit, it's a bit dull. It can, it's
dull.
Walking can be dull. If you're walking down the same street, I don't love walking.
What if you're riding down the same street? How is that any different?
It's quicker. It's quicker.
Do you know what I think it is? It's that, and this happens a lot with paths that I run, and then I walk them, and it will be a dull walk because I'm like, I know how much faster I can get down this
There
same
you go.
path.
I've ridden all over Melbourne. Every walk can be dull.
Yes.
Every walk is dull. I don't love walking at all.
But do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen you with headphones in.
Yes, and this is one thing I've realized. I now clean up my house, and when I need motivation, put in some headphones. I'm great. Half an hour, efficient. It's
good.
great.
Why not do that with a walk?
Because I kind of feel like a walk should be pure. If you're going to go for a walk, you should hear your surroundings around you.
Do you headphone on the bike?
Sometimes, but it's all about, for me, I like a purposeful bike ride or a purposeful walk.
Yeah.
A purposeful bike ride can be to a beautiful place, a beautiful spot. A purposeful bike ride can be on a nice day. There's a purpose to that. But just like a meandering walk,
Yes.
it's very unromantic, isn't it?
I agree with you because there was a lot of walking happening during COVID, right? Everyone going for their daily walks.
Too much, some would say.
Some would say too much. But I don't know that I can go for a walk unless there is a point, Dion.
Really?
To what you said, like it has to have a purpose. If I'm going for one of these, I tried during COVID, I tried to go for these long walks to get out of the house. And because I didn't have like a goal, somewhere to walk to, I just kind of felt like I was randomly trotting the paths.
Yeah.
So when you say purpose, do you mean a destination?
A destination, yeah.
Okay,
Something
okay.
that I'm aiming for. And then I feel like I could, once I've got a destination, Josh, upper limit, 45 minutes. I feel like
45.
what's 5 minutes more than you? That's why I said it. But yeah, 45 minutes feels like a good long walk.
I feel that's only come on after COVID, like, and the amount of walking that I did in my local area. That now I go, you did quite long walks similar to this, and it was completely fine. I think there's an element for me when you're going out of like messing yourself up or getting too sweaty or being uncomfortable. So when you arrive at the destination,
yes.
you'll be like, oh, you're a sweaty mess.
Wait, who gets sweaty from walking?
Me.
Really? Do you, Josh?
Absolutely.
On a hot day, yeah. Out in the sun.
Don't raise
You
a
don't
sweat.
even walk.
Yeah, I imagine I wouldn't.
I imagine.
There is nothing like. What about being overseas in a city, exploring a new city? I've sometimes, I think I've done like 15 Ks in a day.
Yes, yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. It's exhausting. And all on those cobblestones in Europe.
Well, because the other thing that the scale of the map kind of disappears from your mind.
no
and you go,
idea.
yeah, I'll walk there. Yeah, I'll walk there. But in your local area, you have a much clearer idea. Because even this pub we went to, in my head, I went, oh, that's quite far. But then I looked, I was like, 40 minutes? It's not bad. It's not
Josh,
bad.
did you change your shoes, the shoes that you're going to wear?
No, I didn't. But the one thing I did consider, I was like, no thongs. Can't do the thongs if you're going for a big walk.
No
it's not on
way.
the cards.
Oh.
You definitely need proper shoes.
And so many times I've tried in my sandals. I go out of the house, go for a bit of a walk, and all of a sudden, getting some blisters.
Yeah.
Your next 4 days are ruined.
Josh, do you find thongs comfortable?
I do. I need to buy new ones, but I do find them comfortable. They're great in summer as a slip-on, slip-off, in and out.
How often are you barefoot?
Heaps.
Yeah.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I really like bare feet.
Have you ever
yeah.
got something lodged
I mean,
in
I
your
like
foot?
being barefoot.
Yeah.
Have you ever got something lodged in your foot? Because
Lodged.
I've lodged like a tax return in your foot. Because
That's not where it goes.
because I invariably when I go barefoot, I just look, the other night as an example. This is really weird. I went over to a friend's place, went to leave their place, took off my shoes when I came in, went to leave with my shoes, like holding my shoes, and they were like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm just going to my car." And it's like, "Put your shoes on." About 2 seconds later, the second step, I stepped on a rock and it hurt like hell.
But you were too proud
But
to.
why are people so weird about being barefoot?
Because that exact reason, right? Because there's glass. There's apparently glass everywhere.
Nah. If it's dry, barefoot all day, mate.
Yes, agreed.
Dry glass.
Only when it's wet do you need to consider footwear genuinely.
I have a secret shame. So when I was 18, I broke my leg, my right leg, playing football. And then for the preceding few months, I had to have my leg up as it recovered. And in these months, I really didn't do much walking because I couldn't, right? And I used the crutch.
that is shameful, isn't it?
You had a great excuse for once.
And in that time, the bottom of my feet basically healed up to the point that there were no cracks anymore. It was like smooth, like a baby's bottom cheeks. And since that time, my feet are almost too tender to walk. So I have been incrementally trying to expose my feet over time to harsher and harsher floor environments.
You've got to do it at a consistent. You can't do it over years. It's got to be every summer. You've got to be working on it.
But now I'm so scared because I really can't handle the types of floors that most people can.
You're using the word floor?
Terrain.
Which speaks to interiors.
Yeah.
I'm like, barefoot interiors are fine for everyone.
Sorry. Terrain. Let's say outdoor terrain.
Can I just say, if we were to do a live version of Plate or Bowl, what about Baby's Bottom or Christian's Heel?
The other thing I realized with the walks, a walk home, I'm particularly drunk, I'm way more likely to push that out to an hour.
You love a late night walk.
Yeah,
and
easy.
I think that's great. I appreciate that. Do you will you reconsider, Josh, if you don't have headphones? Or are headphones the deal breaker?
Headphones to me are integral.
Yeah,
You've got to have it. You've got to have them.
I think that if, Josh, you've added a variable there, which is alcohol, which can really throw out that threshold, 45 minutes, that can increase up to an hour, if not longer.
With friends, hour and a half.
Absolutely. There's no time limit, right? Sometimes it's a fun activity.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, you want to walk from here? I'd be like, yes, please.
On the topic of walking, what's your form, your walking form like?
I used to have quite bad pigeon toes, which I think sorted themselves out.
Good. Congratulations.
Yeah, they flew away.
Yeah. Put him in the Mary Creek, did you?
Just to pivot slightly, on the walking, when it's raining, how far are you willing to go without rain gear? Say you got to dash to the car, or you got to dash down around the corner. How far are you willing to go without rain gear?
I think that's bonus patch material, Josh. We're going to discuss that. I'm calling it. We're going to discuss it in the bonus patch. If you want to subscribe, go to patreon.com/welcome to Patchwork. If you haven't been to that web address, go there. It's great.
Here at Welcome to Patchwork, we like to enhance your vocabulary, teach you some new words. So it's time once again for the Patchword of the day. And I'll kick us off. The three housemates all lifted their brand new TV cabinet and began to make their way through their house. They took a moment to catch their breath before awkwardly beginning the ascent up the stairwell. Halfway up, dripping with sweat, muscles aching, Tom caught his breath just long enough to say, "Geez, this is pretty
strenuous."
The patchword of the day is
strenuous.
Lovely voice, new voice.
Dion.
Simon was so excited. He'd always wanted to have a child of his own to take to the football. His daughter Josie sat down next to him in their first match together. Suddenly, ironical cheers filled the stadium and Josie was momentarily distracted. She squinted and asked with a soft voice, "Dad, is that a..."
Streaker.
The patchword of the day is...
streaker.
Thank you, Dion. As Rod carefully scanned the bright lights of the carnival outside of his passenger seat window, his anxiety climbed. "Dad, you promised me there wouldn't be any clowns at this carnival," he exclaimed, pointing towards the attractions. His dad smiled. "Technically, they're not clowns, Bob. It's just a clown game made from some sort of metal
alloy."
The patchword of the day is
alloy,
Great. I was at a bakery the other day and I was perusing the cakes. And cakes are something that I don't even consider them to be an option.
You write off all cakes.
No. It's not that I do that. It's they seem too indulgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
with
mean?
you. I'm with you.
They are indulgent.
They are very indulgent. But I remember when I was at school, I used to buy regularly a little hedge. They're called hedgehogs.
Oh, yes.
I have no idea why they're called hedgehogs.
Hedgehog cake.
They're like little brownies with desiccated coconut.
Well, they also
Or
have biscuit.
Hundreds and thousands on them.
And does
Hundreds of thousands?
Yeah,
on a
sprinkles.
hedgehog?
Nah,
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Hang on, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get into a debate, especially with an Australian boy growing up in the 90s.
Yeah, that's a fair
about
point.
a hedgehog.
That's
but
a fair point.
But for
Pick your
me,
battles.
it's like a brownie with chocolate, with biscuit inside
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, it brought back these lovely memories. And then I looked over, there's a hedgehog next to the cake. I was like, I'm not going to have that either. But I thought, oh, that would have been lovely back in the day.
But in the Merry Creek, you know?
But then I thought, what kind of things did I used to order? When I'd be in a tuck shop. What kind of things did I used to order? And I always had my go-tos. And nowadays I have my go-tos as well. My go-to back in the day.
Are we talking primary school or high school?
Oh, I mean, primary school. I don't remember. That was a very long time ago. I think I used to have like sausage rolls
Yeah.
back in primary school.
Did you have a tuck shop at primary school?
Oh, did I have a tuck shop? I think I did. Yeah, I had a tuck shop. No, I remember those little bags that used to get like your parents used to pay for in advance. You'd pick it up.
That was my favorite part of the primary school tuck shop was coming to school with the paper bag
Yeah.
with
The
money
order
in
written
it,
on it.
putting it in a washing basket, and then and then magically they'd go, okay, it's lunchtime. The washing basket would be returned full
Yeah.
of food.
It was amazing. I don't know how they did it.
And everyone got their own washing basket.
I've never had the washing basket, but it's a pretty miraculous system of just give us your orders in the morning and then pick them up in the afternoon.
But now apparently these tuck shops, they're taken over by corporations.
Like Spotless Catering does them and
it's
stuff like that.
unbelievable, and they're expensive. And students can get coffees in the morning.
Oh my god!
16-year-old
Really?
can go get a coffee. How
To
is
be
that?
honest, we had a $1 Coke can machine. Like
That's better than a coffee, right?
I think so. It's better for the environment. But Josh, I'm particularly interested in you because of your love of 90s and your inability to sort of shake that off you. Of you. What sort of stuff did you enjoy?
So the tuck shop in primary school was Mondays, and it was the exact same thing.
What do you mean? It was only open Mondays?
I can't remember if it was only open on Mondays or we only were allowed it on Mondays. I think it was only open on Mondays. I think.
Nah.
Yeah, well, we only had
Really?
I think we had a 3-day
It was lunch, and it was
tuck
called
week.
lunch orders. It was
Yeah.
lunch orders.
It wasn't
rather-
called a tuck shop.
Nah,
You
that
didn't
was
have a walk-up tuck shop.
I think you could, but we always just did the lunch orders, and you get like Ovaltinis or whatever.
Ovaltinis,
Yeah.
Super Dupers.
Yeah. But I have much clearer memories of the high school tuck shop. But in primary school, it was one large sausage roll and one Big M choc.
For you.
Yeah.
Is that how you ordered? One not chocolate Big M or one Big M choc?
Yes, and that is
Why?
I don't know why that memories. I didn't write it. I'm sure mum and dad probably wrote it. Right? Would I have written my own?
Okay, Josh, I'm going to say, I bet you today you'd be similar to your parents. You probably would have, over the years, you would have taken these little quirks and
Yeah.
built them into your personality.
Yeah.
Why do you think your parents wrote Big M Choc, not Choc Big M?
Come on, Josh, lay down. Tell
because
us.
the key fact is like what product range are we in? We're in the Big M's.
Yep.
Great.
And then hit me with the flavour.
That's right. They're making sure you got the Big M.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what flavor. They just want to make sure you get the Big M.
Choc.
And the Choc is the second most important.
And why were they written choc instead of chocolate?
It's a great question.
It's not.
I don't.
It's not. I've got you there.
But then in high school, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before. For some reason, literally like every day toward, I think it's probably year 12, I'd get a Twix and a 600ml Coke at recess. Like every day.
Yeah, it's pretty
Whoa.
crazy.
How nuts is that?
Yeah. It's a lot
so
of sugar.
strange.
Christian, what did you get from the tuck shop?
So at primary school, I have pretty vivid memories of getting the pizza singles. So there was a very small pizza in a box.
Go on a few dates.
Hang on.
And
Those coupled pizzas,
you
they're rubbish.
exchange pizzas with others.
Pizza singles? Oh, like a small pizza?
Yes, like a small pizza,
Hey,
not a large.
Well, that's not an easy thing to comprehend.
It's a single pizza.
Dion,
but you got-
explain to me what else a pizza single could be.
Small.
It's- no,
small pizza.
it's
Small,
just-
medium, large.
It's this way. Josh's parents wrote the name, and it's thrown you
Pizza.
single. So I would have a pizza single and more than likely some form of chicky nuggies.
Oh, really? Went vegan back in the day, were you?
I wasn't in primary school. And then also, not also, probably also, some form of
Let's rewrite history here. We got the chance.
party pies.
Oh, party pies.
But
Plural.
I had the luxury
The luxury.
of having a mother who would occasionally volunteer at the tuck shop.
Oh, she would have been
And-
very generous as
Oh,
well.
absolutely.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
funniest thing was that she was generous with me, but also my friends.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
nice.
So there was a syndicate, an underworld tuck shop syndicate, whereby my mum would lace my friends' tuck shop bags with additional nuggies, sausage rolls, party pie.
What do you think of that, Josh? I think that's lovely.
That's a 2-class system. It's great.
It certainly is, yeah. And then all my friends, that's why I had so many friends. Right?
But Christian, did you get a drink back in the day?
So I would always at high school have a Portello.
But
But I think the thing that I put, you don't know what
I
a
don't know
Portello
what a
is?
Portello
It's
is.
like a grape soft drink.
no
right?
one else had it. Was that because it was the most Italian soft drink you could
Yeah,
get?
it's the only one that ended with a vowel.
Is it like one of those premium brand ones?
No, it's just an ordinary soft drink
Okay.
that was at the tuck shop. And It was
Okay.
called Portello.
Such a stupid comment. Literally every soft drink I've thought of
It
ends
was-
with a vowel.
it was-
Coca-Cola, Fanta, they all end with vowels.
Sprite.
Sprite, thank you.
But this was it was based off an alcohol. I think it was like port, but non-alcoholic.
Oh, I think you're
Something
right.
Like that.
Start 'em young.
Yeah.
So, but the thing that I purchased the most from the tuck shop, I think, would have been a Sunny Boy, an icy pole.
weren't
Yeah,
they
yeah.
wonderful? God, our younger listeners aren't going to have a clue what we're talking about. Coke's not available anymore. Sunny Boy. What a weird name for Sunny Boy.
Yeah, Sunny Boy was just an ice block with flavoring. You'd suck all the flavoring out and be left with an enormous chunk of ice.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing, it's
perfect.
kind of like two pyramids if you smash them together at the top of the pyramids.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a weird shape.
That's the Sunny Boy. That's a great description, Josh.
Yeah,
That is-
right. And they were so hard to eat, though, because you cut
Yes.
the corner off and then you're kind of squeezing it out.
I love
would-
that.
how
We
much-
talk about pyramids that are hard to eat.
Surely we ingested a lot of plastic eating those, right?
Oh, the fringes. Oh, we
Yeah.
talked about that with the kebabs, right?
Oh, so
I'm
much
sure on the Sunny Boys
plastic
you
we've
did.
eaten in our life.
How about you, Dino? What did you used to get?
Just sausage. It's usually just a sausage roll. Wasn't
Yeah.
that picky. Didn't have to be FODMAP back in the day. And then drinks. I've always been a bit guilty getting drinks. Back in the day, drinks were very, very cheap as well. Now, all drinks are $4.50.
It doesn't feel worth it, does it?
What the hell is going on?
Yes.
If I want a 600ml iced tea, $4.50. If I go to the supermarket, 10 litres is a buck. What is going... Why are people going to vending machines and going, no, it's too expensive.
Convenience.
But that is crazy, that trade-off. You wouldn't
Yeah.
do it like... If you could pay for petrol that was cheaper if you didn't have to get out of the car, more expensive if you didn't have to get out of the car, would you do it?
Oh, so basically,
Couple of cents.
if someone filled my car up,
Yes.
probably.
That's how it used to be. Do you remember that?
Nah,
Yeah.
never had
Neither.
that.
No idea.
I think in America they have it.
No. We used to have that.
Yeah.
You used to not have to leave your car.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about.
Right.
I have no memories of that ever happening, Dion.
I
Apart
don't.
from watching films.
Yeah, no, I don't from my life. I'm not that old.
Because I heard that Christian's mum used to work at a servo and just top people up. A little bit of extra petrol for
Put
them.
him in the back seat, please, Mr. Pussali. No.
Just back to the drinks, Dion. I found that I don't know what it was, but I hit this period in my life where I stopped buying soft drinks with like lunches and stuff. It was always
Yeah.
hand in hand. You get a main thing and a drink with it.
Yep.
And then I think it became this thing of I'm not that desperate for flavored water. Like I'll just have a water because if I want to quench some thirst, I'll just have a water. But I'm not interested in like I've got to have a Coke, I've got to have a Sprite, whatever.
They're also terrible for you as well.
Yes.
They're atrocious for you.
What is the fascination about drinking and eating at the same time?
Yeah, right.
Because I enjoy. I think I know we've spoken about before having Coca-Cola and pizza,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah, the
The
same
classic.
time. Yeah.
to rinse it all down.
Yeah. I got ambushed for that. I got absolutely. Wait, are you doing it now?
What, ambushing you?
Well, obviously not doing it now. You're recording a podcast. But no, remember when I said I was at work, I was eating pizza, and then I was like downing it with Coke, and someone was like, "What the
I
fuck
was
are you
fine with
doing?"
that.
No. You were swishing the Coke in your mouth
No,
at
I
the same
wasn't.
time you were
No,
chewing.
I wasn't.
We literally have it recorded.
I didn't-
We could play back. You know what, Josh? Can we play back the evidence of Dion drinking with the
try.
food in his mouth?
The word swish will not be mentioned.
Swirl.
Swish.
Hang on. We got a question. What? Sorry.
When you were drinking, is the food still in your mouth? Swallow, then drink.
Great question.
The food is in the mouth.
The food is in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. Dion, you're the worst.
Dion, are you more likely to buy a drink when it's with food or buy a drink by itself without food?
I've got no fucking idea.
Because I think I'm more likely to buy a drink on it these days. To buy a soft drink, it's more likely to be a solo by itself purchase than with something else.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I can't imagine buying a small drink nowadays. If it's not a beer at a bar,
Yeah.
I'm never buying a small drink.
What about if you're thirsty?
I don't let it get to that stage.
Really?
I always carry a water bottle with me.
Here we go. How desperate are you? If you're thirsty in the car and you think, Christ, I'm thirsty, and you spot a water bottle, maybe at the bottom, maybe other people don't have this experience of
Yes.
debris
In the car.
being around the car. But would you, like, if you know that bottle of water's been there for 3 or 4 months, you can have a little sippy sip?
3 or 4 months is okay because at that point in time, you just like it'll taste maybe a little plasticky or a little stale.
It'd be pretty warm. The warmth is probably the biggest issue.
Well, but what is happening with that water, right? Like it's sitting there for. How weird is it to think that for 4 months there's nothing happening inside that bottle?
I don't know. Like,
What do you
No,
mean?
but just think about it this way, right? It's like the surface of Mars.
4 months.
There's literally nothing happening. Like maybe it's getting stale, and maybe there's all the fucking organic whatever. There's a lot of microscopic stuff happening, but at a macro level, it is nothing happening.
I think 4 months is a long time. I think 30 years is longer.
If I was going to a tuck shop today, if there were adult tuck shops, which more or less are
Yeah.
just restaurants and
Yeah.
takeaway joints, cafes, right? I think that I would love for every tuck shop to just have a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good
Sandwiches
point.
are the best.
Then again, cold sandwiches. You know, like sometimes I'll be like, I'll go to 7-Eleven, need to get something quick. The coldness of that sandwich, if only it was room temperature, God, it'd be great.
Yeah, it has to be a fresh sandwich.
Yeah, a fresh or like a salad roll, that kind of thing.
Oh.
They're good. Just
I've-
normal staples,
I have
right?
never been sick of a sandwich.
Here's to the banh mi. Cheers. Why do people purchase sea salt rocks that need to be ground up when you can just buy sea salt that's already ground?
I don't think I've ever bitten off more food than I can physically chew.
To the spider who has taken up residency in the far corner of my bedroom ceiling. When I wake up to see that you're not where I left you, my amber light quickly becomes red.
Really, really good. You know what's really, really good? Really, really good. You know what's really, really good?
Oh, look, we'll be honest with you. We love hearing your really goods. So check in with us on social media where we post a really good Friday every fortnight.
And to let us know that you're safe.
And well, And not in the Merry Creek.
Very great.
Do you know what Jackie Williams thinks is really good? When you guess the exact time before pulling your phone out to check. Really good.
Really good. And in a strange twist, this person's username, it's me, Josh P.
Oi!
I thought I'd read this one. You know what It's Me, Josh P thinks is really good? When you buy a new brand of bread and guess exactly how long you have to toast it for first try.
Really good. Really good bread.
Good. And you know what Raph Wong thinks is really good? When you're putting paper into a display folder and you have the perfect paper to display pocket ratio.
Really good. Really good. Thank you so much for listening to another week of Welcome to Patchword. Christian, thank you for slouching through most of the recording. Oh, look, what have we got? What have we got? Facebook. When do we have it? Instagram. Please join us on Patreon as well. We tried to do a call out earlier in the episode to get you distracted. So you type it in, whack in your credit card details, you're away. But yes, we've actually really been enjoying the bonus patches we've been recording. What's the one we recorded last time that was great? I loved it.
It was about having a mood for your food ordering.
Yes.
So do you order particular food based on the mood that you're in?
Yeah, if you do or if you don't, go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/welcome to Patchwork.
And it does support this show.
It does. That's important.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
And we value every single patron so much. So thank you those who chuck in a couple bucks every month.
And as we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what patch did you sew?
Thank you. Thank you, Dion. My patch this week is me opening my lunch order to find that, along with my sausage roll, Christian's mum has thrown in some extra turtles. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. This week I sewed into my patch your neighbour putting in his tuck shop order. Big M, chalk, turtle, missing. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is Christian fetching Samantha from Merry Creek to use her 30-year-old shell to toughen up his heels. Thank you for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
And I've been Samantha. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I also had an idea that I can't articulate. I don't think it would work, but the idea is that I've opened up the classifieds and there's a picture of Samantha the turtle, but dressed really slutty. And she's like, call me now.